If your sense of inner vitality has begun to soften, waver, or fade into quiet, this may be the most nurturing health whisper you'll receive this year. I've walked beside elders in their late 60s who felt their vital rhythm had stilled forever, only to see it bloom again through mindful tending of the flow. I'm Dr. Nora Hayes, a devoted steward of men's wellness and a urologist with 7 years of heartfelt partnership alongside elders. From these shared journeys, I know deeply that what you welcome to your table directly cradles the rhythm of life force, the harmony of hormones, and the quiet aliveness of your being. If you're weaving through your 60s and onward, this sacred link grows ever more profound. Today, in the spirit of our mindful senior living community, I'm sharing a gentle revelation many healers hold close, 3 earth-given nourishments that can softly reawaken a grounded, enduring presence, and 1 radiant ally that may outshine every other intention you're holding now. Before we settle into this shared breath, please subscribe to our channel and tap that soft bell so these lifelines of wisdom arrive like morning light for men embracing their later seasons. And in the comments, simply breathe 1 if this touches your core. Share the place from which your spirit watches today. I treasure these threads of connection. Before we drift toward elixirs of fire or the dance of longing, there's a foundational pulse every moment of aliveness rests upon, the tender flow of essence. Here's a soft truth. Many souls in their 60s or 70s sensing this quieting aren't bereft of the heart's warmth. They're calling for a clearer channel. These awakenings aren't mysteries of the stars. They're symphonies of circulation. Your inner rivers must carry the life stream swiftly, fully, to cradle a steady, embodied strength. Yet across the years, the rush of refined indulgences, the pull of hidden sugars, the hush of cares, and the pause of stillness can weave faint veils over those rivers. Gentle airs form, passages tighten. At first, this softening arrives like a sigh. Then, holding the center feels more like a fleeting dream. In time, the call to presence grows distant. I've walked beside elders in their late 60s who felt their vital rhythm had stilled forever, only to see it bloom again through mindful tending of the flow. One cherished guide, a 67-year-old retired teacher, shared with a tender voice, "Sister, I believed this path had ended." Yet, by inviting nourishments that honor the current, his dawns renewed, his essence lifted, and most tenderly, his quiet assurance returned like a faithful companion. So before seeking tonics or ceremonies, nurture the source, your sacred circulation. And the grace? You can invite this renewal through the earth's quiet bounty, in rhythm with your breath. Nourishment 1, grass-fed beef, the restorer of inner harmony. Many in our golden seasons have been counseled to release red meats for the sake of the heart's ease. But here's a deeper breath. Not all carry the same story. Chosen with presence, grass-fed, pure, untouched, it's a profound companion for the soul's hormonal weave. Why? It brims with zinc, the silent builder of the vital flame that kindles daily rhythm, the warmth of nearness, and the rooted quality of being. Iron carries breath to every thread of you, including the sacred core. And pure proteins mend, fortify, and unfold a tapestry of quiet vigor. I hold the memory of a wise one in his early 70s who'd stepped away from all red meats. Days blurred with fatigue, his inner light dimmed, his presence softened. When we mindfully wove in grass-fed beef twice each week, within a single moon, morning whispers returned, his vitality deepened like roots in soil, and his sense of wholeness soared unbound. Not the fleeting tastes of haste, true grass-fed, prepared with care, perhaps graced with a breath of raw cheese for vitamin K2, the keeper of supple rivers. Effortless, soul-filling, and alive with possibility. Nourishment 2, arugula, the verdant breath of flow. Now, to the green world's embrace, yet not the ones we often name first. Release kale or spinach for this breath. Arugula stands as the quiet sage of circulation, a humble revolution in leaf form. It cradles nature's nitrates, which your ancient wisdom transforms into nitric oxide, a gentle herald that invites vessels to soften and expand. This paves the way for deeper, more abiding presence. In its simple truth, I once shared space with a retired Navy elder in his late 60s, whose dawn calls had receded like tides at rest. We began not with drafts, but with awareness, 1 cup of arugula in his midday pause. 2 weeks unfolded, and he arrived with a chuckle like birdsong, "Sister, my heart's companion seems more wondrous than I." Arugula slips in with ease, tossed in open salads, nestled in grateful sandwiches, or held as a verdant companion. It eases the rivers, awakens the stream, and nurtures both the heart's quiet and the intimate pulse in harmonious breath, naturally, with safety and profound ease. Nourishment 3. Pumpkin seeds, the humble fountain of minerals. At times, the smallest seeds sow the widest gardens. Welcome, pumpkin seeds. These unpretentious treasures overflow with magnesium, the balancer that invites vessels to yield, enhances the gentle current, and supports embodied presence. Zinc tends the flame of renewal. Selenium watches over the inner sanctum. A 72-year-old traveler, without firm centering for more than a year, held low waters of magnesium and zinc. I offered a 1/4 cup of raw, unsalted seeds each day in warm grains as a mindful interlude or as his spirit guided. For weeks later, he stepped forward with a luminous smile. "Sister, the waters are singing again." These seeds labor in stillness, renewing the inner haven, weaving seamlessly with grass-fed beef and arugula. In concert, they cultivate the ground for steady, soul-deep awakenings. And finally, one luminous thread often unseen, vitamin D3. This essence of sunlight is the quiet loom for the fire of life and the grace of vessels. It hushes the embers of unrest, steadies the waves of pressure, and lifts nitric oxide's melody. Yet as our seasons deepen, we dwell more in shelter, our skin's golden craft softening. A 65-year-old widower, a devoted seeker who'd threaded every path tonics, sacred movement, plate rituals, yet found no light at dawn, unveiled profoundly low solar grace. With 5,000 IU of D3 welcomed daily, his spirit kindled, awareness cleared like mist at sunrise, and yes, his night whispers returned. If the day invites, offer yourself 15 or 20 minutes in the sun's warm gaze. In the hush of cooler moons, a pure essence becomes a bridge of light. Here's a mindful circle to gather these gifts: 6 to 8 ounces of grass-fed beef, tended with reverence. A whisper of raw cheese for K2's knowing. A lively arugula gathering adorned in olive's glow, lemon's clarity, garlic's rooted song, and a few walnuts for depth. A open hand of raw pumpkin seeds. This weaving bestows proteins of endurance, minerals of quiet power, fats of fluid grace, and nitrates from the earth's green heart, all that your essence yearns for: circulating harmony, balanced flame, and awakened wholeness. Infuse daily sunlight or D3, and you're extending an open hand to your being to embody, to sense, and to unfold in your truest rhythm. If one breath lingers like a soft dawn, let it be this: the years are not a closing door, but a wider sky. Your form can still mend, adapt, and express, even through your 60s, 70s, or the boundless horizon. You've touched how the current of life, wise sustenance, and attuned minerals can rekindle assurance, essence, and the poetry of closeness. These are no fleeting sparks. They're the sacred stones of your unfolding, your kinships, your quiet legacy. Your silver seasons can hum with quiet power, tender passion, and deep purpose. You bear the glow of insight, the richness of trails walked, the warmth of an open heart. Now, simply call in the flow and resilience to echo it. Hold this with steady breath, cradle it in hope, and know your most radiant verses may yet be whispering ahead. If this gathering stirred a wave of seeing, a flower of possibility, or one seed of gentle practice, gift alike a shared word and carry it to a fellow traveler, a brother in seasons, or one walking in hush. Let your wonders or trail memories unfold in the comments. I listen to each with open heart. With boundless thanks for choosing your light in our mindful senior living circle. It's never beyond the next breath to reclaim your quiet fortitude, your centered presence, and your soul's warm fire.